Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I chose multi-unit deals as my property strategy. So for those of you that are subscribers and have been subscribers of this channel, you'll know that I purchased a block of 4 flats up in Yorkshire earlier in the year. But in this video, I want to talk about why. What were the reasons behind me purchasing the block of 4 flats, but actually why multi-unit deals is now my property strategy. So let's get into it. So the first reason is cash flow. So the increased cash flow definitely incentivized me to pick in multi-unit deals as my property strategy. Ultimately, I'm going to be renting out flats individually to different tenants. So that's going to be bringing in rental income from multiple different sources, and that would enable me to have a higher cash flow than I otherwise would if I just purchased one property at a time. The second reason is the uplift in value that I can possibly have with doing this strategy. So I purchased block of flats under a freehold title. It's what I did earlier in the year. And what this basically means is I own the building and the land those flats sit on. Now, these flats actually don't have leaseholds on them. And my goal with the block of flats that I've purchased and what I'll be doing subsequently going forward with any future purchases like this will be to be creating leaseholds for these flats. And what that will then do is add an intrinsic value to the flat. So instead of having one value as a whole block, each flat will have its own individual value. Now, if purchased at the right price in the right area, this can be extremely lucrative because the sum of the flats can be worth more than the whole. So the price you actually purchase that whole block for can be far less than actually what those individual flats summed up would be worth. So the third is capital appreciation and the accelerated capital appreciation that I could potentially have when buying multiple properties in one go. So in any given area, if capital growth is good, then having one property in that area can be somewhat lucrative in the long term. But imagine having 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So the more you have, then the more equity you're going to have in these properties, the faster you're going to be able to build your wealth and your net worth as well. So buying multiple properties as part of one purchase makes sense, especially when it comes to capital appreciation, because if flats in that area increase in value over time, that's not just going to benefit me based on one flat, it's going to be across multiple, right? They're all going to go up in value at the same time. The fourth is the lower risk attached to having multiple flats. Now, if I have 4 flats and they're all being rented out to different tenants, if one now decides not to pay, then yes, it's going to reduce the profit that I make. However, it's not going to wipe it all clean. However, if it was just one property that I had and the tenants stopped paying, then all my profits would be wiped out clean and I wouldn't be receiving any rental income whatsoever. So having multiple flats enables my risk to be lower for that happening, because it's very unlikely that multiple tenants in one go are all going to stop paying rent. And lastly, it makes the management a whole lot easier. So instead of having 4 flats across all different areas across the UK, if I have 4 flats in one block, in one centralized place, then management is going to be a lot easier, even if it's me managing it or if I outsource it to a letting agent to manage it, for example. So we'll know who we need to talk and call in case of any emergency. So it enables me to build up good relationships with people around the area, so tradesmen that can come in and fix any problems that happen, and they all know where the property is, and that makes life a whole lot easier. So I hope you've enjoyed the YouTube video and it made a bit more sense on why I chose multi-unit deals as a property strategy and why I think it's a lucrative strategy as well. Now, if you haven't watched my video on the steps I took to actually purchase the block of 4 flats earlier in the year, then do watch that over here. So if you've enjoyed this video, do give it a like. And if you've found value from this video or any other video on this channel, then do subscribe as well. And until next time, happy investing.